Good morning, and thank you for your attention. Today I will present a case study of a successfully resolved case of extreme deviation. Only 2% of the population potentially fit into such a serious category. Nevertheless, we have to pay particular attention to them because, as you know, certain stages are contagious. Let's take a look now at a selection of recordings from the successful therapy.
Feeling very strange these last couple of months. Even though the data is fine, I feel like I'm carrying this pot of acid inside me. It burns and I'm afraid to open my mouth in case it stinks.
But you didn't say anything during the sex hour.
No. I mean, we were in our masks and I told you to take me from behind.
But I thought that's the way you like it.
No. This burning, I couldn't have told you when we were just 2 points away from changing our sex hour to reproductive hour.
Did they tell you what they did?
Yes.
I couldn't control myself.
I told you that building I drive past on my way to work, with the tall fence. Yeah, it's like a couple of months ago, 9 weeks ago in fact, I was driving past it and suddenly I knew. This was the pharmaceutical place where they conduct testing on animals. They have them locked up in cages and these poor animals are stuck there. They have this narrow space, completely squashed. They can't even turn around and they suffer. They're trapped. They are at the mercy of these sadists. Get it?
I know this might sound like a bit of a cliche, but trust me, it's actually true. Tell me what happened. It really will make you feel better.
Well, I draw towards that corner like I do every day. And then, well, it wasn't a thought, it was an action. Because everything was clear to me, I felt complete. Well, on the corner, instead of slowly sliding the steering wheel to the left, I turned it with all my strength to the right.
I'm busy looking at your data. You're still full of adrenaline.
Then nothing happened. Nothing at all happened. I turned the steering wheel towards that and the car just continued along its usual course towards home. I really did believe I was driving.
Driving is a far too dangerous pursuit. We can't simply leave you to your own devices. You yourself know that everybody passes their driver's test.
I mean, why am I even turning the wheel? Why am I living with that illusion that I am, if nothing else at least, handling my own vehicle? Why?
Well, because you live in a democracy and have free will.
Yet I'm not able to kill myself with my own car.
Democracy and free will end at the point at which you intend to harm yourself, or indeed someone else. It's one of the great achievements of our civilization. Life used to be poor, repugnant, cruel, and short. Certainly we wouldn't want to return to that.
Can we please just get over with this Would you prescribe me some pills?
No, not me, but the computer that monitors your emotions and your data.
So you don't decide either?
No, I could make a mistake.
Why then are you talking to me?
Because you need a warm conversation with a fellow human being.
Are you trying to piss me off? Or you think I'm an idiot?
Tell me, how do you feel right now?
Don't you have it on your screen?
Numbers, chemistry, biology, physics, they're just numbers. And we are far more than just the sum of our numbers. I like watching documentaries about the early astronauts. Did you know that they sit at the top of their fuel tanks that could explode at any moment?
What now?
You understand, with your acts, you lost all of your accumulated points and instead got lots of negative ones. We'll meet again next week and the week after that for half a year or so, and then if everything is fine, we'll erase all those negative points and go back to 0.
Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
stay safe.
You too. Just a second, I take a bit.
This is your refrigerator. At 9 p.m. you have scheduled a game of squash. With the drink you have already consumed, the amount of alcohol in the blood would exceed the recommended limit for sport activities.
Look how I will trick it. Schedule planner, delete squash. I'll wait a second for it to synchronize, and
Ministry of Health warning. Excessive consumption of alcohol is harmful to your health.
bitch. I apologize. Yeah.
Swear words should be gender neutral.
Did you see how human shrewdness defeats machines?
Wouldn't it be nice to have as much beer as you want?
What do you mean? That wouldn't be healthy. People used to die from it.
Yeah, but you do want another beer.
I would, but that's the problem. I cannot control myself, so someone else has to. You know, man, in the old days, I'd long be dead, but now the surroundings are looking after me.
Well, I wanted to ask you, how are you feeling?
Great. All markers are normal.
I wanted to suggest, to ask,
What?
if we might not once meet in person,
But how? What do you mean?
live. I mean live. I mean meet up for the first time.
We're on the screen almost every day. What do you mean in person? Why? Why? What about viruses? What about bacteria? All that we carry with us?
How the fuck am I supposed to know that you really exist? Huh? How?
Hey, man! Your sense of humor is phenomenal, really like mine. No wonder that AI connected us. Really, you made my day.
We just needed 2 more points for a child.
I'm sorry.
I somehow always felt we would never get any, but I just thought it would be me who would crack, not you. You always seemed so firm.
Really? I never suspected.
I mean, this...
Why didn't you tell me?
You wouldn't have understood.
I do now.
Yeah. I feel that I mean, I'm afraid that I'll experience that need again to free those animals. And every time I drive past the place, I look the other way. But at the same time, I really want to feel that way again because, now I feel safe. But then I felt alive.
Me too. Me too. I felt so alive. But just for the moment, as I turned the wheel. Then nothing. Nothing.
I need a hug.
I'm not sure they will allow us the 6 hours in this state,
Well, they haven't said anything about it. I think they will.
Well, then we can just hug and hold each other.
Yes. We take off our masks.
Instability is contagious. And in this specific case study, it is clear who started it. It is possible that it develops simultaneously, something that happens with couples. The discovery that they are both unstable merely strengthens the feelings because it acts as a confirmation of the deviation. Historically, the term for this is folie à deux. This meant that it was time for swift action. Can you, in this perfectly safe world of ours, just imagine for one moment that you're one of those early astronauts, sitting in this confined space. You're on the tip of a pin, the top of a rocket, and fire's coming out the end of it. All the walls are shaking and the steel is groaning. It's basically all one huge fuel tank. It's a firecracker with a tiny fly on the tip of it. Can you imagine anything so dangerous? I mean, have you ever wondered how they put up with it? How they didn't die of fear? Let me tell you, they were given the tools that blocked that fear. They developed a method that occupies reason so much that it inhibits the amygdala, and along with it, all the emotion.
What are you trying to tell me?
They counted backwards, subtracting 7 from 100. That was it. That was the big secret. 100 minus 7, and so on and so on. This is how they went into space and did everything that they had to do. I just want you to just think about that for a moment. Look, it's quite simple. 100 minus 7 is 93. 93 minus 7 is 86. Just try it.
86 minus 7 is 79. 79 minus 7 is 72. 72 minus 7 is 65. 65 minus 7 is 58. 58 minus 7 is 51. 51 minus 7 is 44. 44 minus 7...
Look at your data.
30...
Look at your data.
7. 37 minus 7 is 30. 30 minus 7 is 23. 23 minus 7 is 16. The data's not changing.
Counting backwards blocks the emotional senses. You did it.
44
minus 7.
minus 7 is 37. 37
Minus 7.
minus 7 is 30. 30
Minus 7.
minus 7,
23.
23.
23 minus 7.
Minus 7 is 16.
16.
16
16 minus
minus
7.
7 is 9. 9
9 minus
minus 7 is 2.
100 minus 7. 93.
93.
93 minus
93 minus 7 is 86. 86
minus 7.
minus 7 is 79.
79.
79 minus 7, 72. 72 minus 7, 65. 65 minus 7, 58.
My condolences.
What did she do?
She somehow managed to break her car. She got out and ran towards the fence of a military warehouse. And she took some pliers and tried to cut through it. The fence was electrified.
And you didn't discover she was agitated when she was hiding the pliers? Where did she put them? In a handbag? Did your sensors not report when she was in tension, when she was trying to sabotage her car, or?
No. All her data was normal. We were surprised and rather intrigued, actually.
Yes. Yes. 100 minus 7 is 93. 93 minus 7 is 86.
What are you doing?
79 minus 7 is 72. 72 minus 7 is 65. Fuck you all. 65 minus 7 is 58. 58 minus 7 is 51. 51 minus 7 is 51.
As you were able to see from this case study, we need to gently guide these incurable cases to the end of their therapy. We cannot act alone, but in combination with technical staff who replace sensors with fake data, so that these terminal patients remain convinced that by subtraction they are taking hold of their own destiny. Thank you for your attention, and stay safe.